What if I told you there is a musical that's almost entirely hip-hop and rap music? There is also a musical that's based on Greek mythology, and there is a musical from the creators of South Park. Today we'll take a look at some musicals for people who don't really like musicals. Let's start off with Hamilton. This is a musical conceived and created by Lin-Manuel Miranda. What's special about it is that most music here is hip-hop and rap. The musical draws inspiration from several famous artists such as Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Eminem, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, DMX, and others. You'll notice this influence not only in the music, but also in the story. Essentially, it's a story of how one man used his way with words to rise up from the bottom and work his way to fame and power. It's a story of an impoverished immigrant orphan, a completely self-made man, Alexander Hamilton, who eventually became the right hand of George Washington and played an important role in founding of the United States. The pace of the musical is also remarkable. A total of 20,520 words are crammed into Hamilton's 2-hour and 23-minute cast album. That's 144 words per minute. If Hamilton stuck to more traditional ways of Broadway storytelling, the performance would stretch to 5 or even 6 hours. This is just another reason why this story is perfectly told through fast-paced hip-hop and rap. Every now and then, the musical surprises by merging seemingly incompatible things. For example, there is a rap battle between two politicians happening 2 centuries ago. Everything is really well done, and you can clearly see that Lin-Manuel Miranda did his homework in both history of the country and hip-hop culture. Next up is Hadestown. Crafted by Anais Mitchell and Rachel Chavkin, this is a modern reimagining of an ancient Greek myth about Orpheus, Eurydice, Hades and Persephone. Set in a sort of artisanal version of Depression-era New Orleans, with the underworld recast as a kind of a steampunk factory floor, the show unfolds as a bluesy folktale, narrated in verse by a besuited Hermes and accompanied by a crackerjack on-stage band. Chavkin has a very clear style that draws on ensemble work, evocative symbols, beloved stories, unexpected visual choices, purposeful anachronisms, and an open engagement with the process of storytelling. The show peels the Greek myth like an onion to reveal the most basic concepts of our humanity. Everybody wants someone to love and for that someone to love them back. But the introduction of the timeless particle of doubt can ruin the entire relationship. Hadestown ends with a song about how, although everyone knows the tragic story ending of Orpheus and Eurydice, each time we hear it we hope it will end differently. It is quite fitting for a musical about storytelling to end with a song about how and why we tell stories. It took 13 years of shaping to get Hadestown to Broadway, and this is definitely a story worth telling again and again. And finally, there is the Book of Mormon, written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, creators of South Park. It's exactly what you expect. The musical is hilariously offensive, profane, blasphemous and outrageous. They leave no vulgar thought unexplored. There are a few moments when you think to yourself, can they even say that on stage? The Book of Mormon follows 2 young, idealistic and naive Mormon missionaries as they attempt to preach the faith of the Church of Jesus Christ to the inhabitants of a remote Ugandan village. The earnest men are challenged by the lack of interest from the locals, who are distracted by more pressing issues such as poverty, AIDS, famine and depression from the village warlords. The musical format definitely gives something special to Trey Parker's and Matt Stone's creation. The humor and absurdity is there, but witnessing all of this unfold live on stage is a whole different experience. This show changes our perception of what modern musicals can look like. To summarize everything, there are plenty of musicals that move away from traditional canons of the genre and venture to explore new ways of writing music, storytelling and production. The format of a musical is diverse and can offer an entertaining experience for anyone, even if you never liked musicals in the first place. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below and tell me what you think.